This is the perfect running training week. Exactly which run to do on which day, Monday through Sunday, built from the 5 workouts every runner needs. By the end of this video, you'll have a copy-paste week for 3, 4, or 5 runs, long run, tempo, intervals, and soupless strides all in the right slot. And you'll know why this exact layout makes you faster on the hours you already train. But first, be honest. Does this sound familiar? You run 3 or 4 times a week, and every run feels like solid work. Not a jog, not a sprint, just comfortably hard. You finish tired, so it must be working, right? Except your race times haven't moved in a year, and your knees complain more, not less. That pace has a name. Scientists call it the gray zone. Seiler, the sports scientist, who mapped how the best endurance athletes train, literally calls it the black hole. It's too hard to recover from, but too easy to force your body to adapt. So you're never fresh enough to truly push, and never pushing hard enough to grow. Full effort in, zero progress out. And this is measured, not a theory. Researcher Carl Foster found recreational athletes run their easy days too hard, and their hard days too easy. Seiler studied elite runners, rowers, cyclists, and skiers, and found something almost insulting. About 80% of their sessions are easy, embarrassingly easy. The people who run for a living run slow most of the week. The people who run for fun grind the gray zone. So, what do they know that you don't? Here's the counterintuitive rule this whole video stands on. To get faster, most of your running has to get slower. Think of your training like a kitchen. Right now, you're cooking everything on medium heat, but a steak needs a screaming hot pan, and a stew needs hours on low. On medium, the steak never sears, and the stew never simmers. Every dish comes out wrong. Your body works exactly the same way. Easy runs build, hard runs sharpen. Medium runs mostly make you tired, because fitness isn't built during the run. It's built in the recovery after it, when your body rebuilds itself slightly stronger than before. Scientists call that supercompensation, and after a hard session, it takes roughly 48 hours. Run medium every day, and you interrupt that rebuild every single time. And when runners stop doing that, the results are wild. In a 5-month study by Esteve Lanao and Seiler, runners who kept 80% of their running easy improved their 10K race time by over 2.5 minutes, almost 50% more improvement than the group that trained the same hours, but harder. Another study clocked VO2, max jumping nearly 12% in 9 weeks on a polarized plan, beating every other training mix they tested. So, the recipe is proven. Now you need the ingredients. There are exactly 5, and each one does a job the others can't, which is exactly why you need ingredient 1, the easy run, the flour in the recipe. Most of your weekly kilometers should be here, at a genuinely conversational pace. The test is brutal and simple. If you can't speak a full sentence out loud, you're going too hard. Easy running quietly builds the machinery underneath everything. More capillaries, more mitochondria, a stronger heart, better fat burning. And it does all that while leaving your legs fresh enough to actually hit tomorrow's session. Slower than feels natural is exactly right. Ego is the enemy here. Ingredient 2, the long run. 1 per week, and it's simply an easy run stretched out. Jack Daniels, the most famous running coach alive, caps it at roughly 25% to 30% of your weekly distance, or 2.5 hours, whichever comes first. Its job is teaching your body to burn fat and to hold form when you're tired. Your fat stores hold something like 30,000 calories of energy. Your carb tank? About 2,000. The long run trains your body to run on the big tank. That's the difference between finishing strong and hitting the wall. Ingredient 3, the tempo run. Your first real hard day of the week, the pace is comfortably hard. The speed you could race for about an hour. No faster. Daniel's dose. Around 20 minutes continuous at that pace, tucked inside an easy run with a warm-up and cool down. What it buys you is a higher threshold, the fastest speed you can hold before your legs start flooding with fatigue. Raise that ceiling and every pace under it gets cheaper. Your old hard becomes your new cruise. One warning, tempo pace is seductive. It always wants to become a race. Hold the leash. Ingredient 4, intervals. Your second hard day, and the one that grows your engine. The classic dose, 3 to 5 minutes hard, around your 5K race pace, with equal jogging recoveries. 3 to 5 times. Why 3 to 5 minutes? Because your oxygen system needs about 2 minutes just to spin up to full power. Longer reps mean more minutes at max. And time at max is what forces your VO2 max, the size of your engine, to grow. Studies show engine growth of 7 to 15% in 2 to 3 months of consistent interval work. And if you watched last week's hill video, those hill repeats are an interval day. Same slot, same job, kinder on your knees. Ingredient 5 is the one almost nobody does, and it's the cheapest speed in running. European coaches call them souplesse intervals, suppleness. You may know them as strides, 20 seconds of fast, relaxed, beautiful running, not a sprint. Think mile pace, tall posture, quick light legs, 4 to 6 of them, tacked onto the end of an easy run with full recovery in between. Walk back, breathe, go again. They don't even count as a workout. No burn, no soreness the next day. But they rewire your nervous system, faster leg turnover, cleaner form, and better running economy, which means less energy burned at every single pace. In one study, runners who added short strides for about 6 weeks improved their running economy while training less overall, 20 seconds at a time. Free speed? Take it. So that's the shell. Easy runs build. The long run stretches. Tempo raises the ceiling. Intervals grow the engine. Strides sharpen it. 5 ingredients, 5 different jobs. And not one of them is medium pace forever. But here's the problem. 5 perfect ingredients can still cook a terrible week. If you're doing the workouts and still not getting faster, the placement is usually the reason. So here are the 3 assembly rules that make the week actually work. Rule 1, 80-20. Roughly 4 out of every 5 runs stay easy. The tempo and the interval day are your only hard days. Everything else, including the long run, stays conversational. Rule 2, hard days get 48 hours of space. Always. That's the super compensation window. Stack 2 hard days back to back, and the second one lands on a half-rebuilt body. That's not tough. That's how you train yourself straight into an injury. Injury researcher Tim Gabbett measured it. Spike your training load to about 1.5 times what your body's used to, and injury risk shoots up. By the way, the famous 10% rule, a study of over 500 new runners found the careful 10% group got injured exactly as often as the group that ramped up faster. So it's not about magic percentages. It's about no sudden spikes and real space between the hard days. Rule 3, at least 1 full rest day every week. 0 running. No exceptions. Rest isn't skipped training. Rest is when the training happens. Legendary Oregon coach Bill Bowerman built his whole system on exactly this. Hard day, easy day. Stress, recover, improve. People laughed at his easy days. Then, his athletes ran 16 sub-4-minute miles, and that's when the week finally builds itself. Let's lay out yours. 3 versions. You pick the one that matches your life. You run 3 times a week? Here is your week. Tuesday, your hard day. Intervals 1 week, tempo the next. Just alternate. Thursday, easy run, and you finish it with 4 to 6 souplesse strides. Sunday, long run, easy pace all the way. 3 runs, all 5 ingredients covered, 48 hours of space everywhere. Done. You run 4 times. Now both hard days fit in the same week. Tuesday, intervals. Thursday, tempo. Saturday, easy run plus strides. Sunday, long run. And notice Saturday stays truly easy. It's protecting Sunday, not stealing from it. 5 runs a week. That's the full pro skeleton. Monday, rest. Tuesday, intervals. Wednesday, easy. Thursday, tempo. Friday, rest. Saturday, easy with strides. Sunday, long run. Look at what that week really is. 2 hard days, 1 long day, everything else easy. 2 genuine rest days. That's the same architecture Jack Daniels gives his elites. 2 quality sessions plus a long run. You're just running fewer minutes per day. Screenshot the one that fits you and stick it on your fridge. Then, do this. Run it unchanged for 6 weeks before you judge it. Need to shuffle days around your life? Fine. Just keep the spacing. Never 2 hard days touching, and never a hard day right before the long run. The plan is no longer your problem. But here's the best part. This is the moment you stop wondering why you're not getting faster. Because when you swap the gray blur for this week, things change. Same hours, same shoes, 0 extra time. Just runs placed on purpose, instead of by feel. Give it 6 to 8 weeks, and the proof shows up on your own watch. The easy pace that used to feel medium starts feeling easy. The pace that used to feel like a sprint starts feeling sustainable. And on race day, you cash the whole thing in. Remember, the polarized group dropped over 2.5 minutes on their 10K, same training hours as the gray zone group. You were never slow. You were just cooking everything on medium. But here's the truth. Most runners will keep grinding gray miles and wondering why nothing changes. You now train on purpose. That's what this channel is for. What actually makes you faster, not what the industry wants to sell you. If that's the running advice you want, subscribe. And next up, which shoe belongs on which day of this week? Because your easy day shoe and your interval day shoe should not be the same pair.